Hari Om, Bhagavad Gita, chapter 13, verse 10. Kshetra Kshetranya Vibhaga Yoga. In the last verse, Bhagwan Krishna said, Ye Arjuna, do not have the sense of ownership. It may be your wife, your son, your house, whatever it is. Do not have the sense of ownership. Maintain balance of mind in all the favorable and unfavorable situations. This is also the second equally important quality. Most difficult, according to me, at least in my stage, if I look at it, the most difficult thing is maintaining the balance of mind in all favorable and unfavorable conditions. Everything is given to us for the time being. That is the crux of matter. Whatever you have, whatever is in your possession, whatever is you are thinking that you are owning, everything has been given only for a time being. Anyone who keeps this in his mind can easily get over his ahankara, which is the main enemy in reaching Bhagwan Krishna. According to me, if you keep this, everything, your trouble, that is also given only for the time being. Your joy, that is also given for a time being. Your wife and son and daughter, wonderful wife, wonderful son, and wonderful daughter. You are blessed, 100%. But it is only for the time being. Wonderful palatial house, that is also only for a time being. Bhagavan gives you because you have done some punya, enjoy it. But never think you are the owner. That is what Bhagavan Krishna says. Saint Thiruvalluvar uh, says this wonderfully. What is the relationship of this life or Atma, which is housed in this body? Saint Thiruvalluvar says, குடம்பை தனித்தொழிய புல்பரந்தற்றே உடம்போடு உயிரிடை நட்பு. What is the friendship which the life is maintaining with the house, that is the body? The life we are having, even though we are single, we have a body, we have a life. For the life, this body is the house. What is the relationship? He simply puts it this way: a bird lives in a nest for some time. After some time, the bird will fly away from the nest. That is the house for the bird. Similarly, the life will fly away from your body. If anyone who understands this, he will understand that all the relationships in this world, maybe your fixed deposit, maybe your share, maybe your house, maybe your son, maybe your daughter, maybe your wife, maybe your friend, all relationships are based on this body. The life will one day fly away from the body. And what is the use of all the relationships? That is what one has to appreciate. Verse 10. मयि चानन्ययोगेन भक्तिरव्यभिचारिणी विविक्तदेव विविक्तदेशसेवित्वम् अरतिर्जनसंसदि. I will repeat again. मयि चानन्ययोगेन भक्तिरव्यभिचारिणी विविक्तदेशसेवित्वम् अरतिर्जनसंसदि. Again, this is a wonderful verse. Every verse seems to be a wonderful verse. No one can say this verse is better than that verse. Every verse seems to be improving upon the quality. Even the point is, what I feel is, every day at least 0.1% we should improve upon ourselves. It seems Bhagavan is saying this by way of his slokas, the verses. Every verse, one verse, if you move up, it says, oh wow, wonderful. Similarly, I feel this is also a wonderful verse. Swami Dayananda Saraswati says, Abhyabhicharini Bhakti means unflinching devotion to Bhagwan Krishna. A Vibhachari, that is a prostitute, loves everybody, whoever gives money. No distinction. Whoever gives money, she loves. She is not attached to or hooked to any one relationship. Even though bodily we may be pure, maybe within quotes, even though bodily we may be pure, mentally, I am sorry to say, we are all vibhacharis. Maybe I will say for myself. Why should I talk about others? Even Bhagavad Gita, the entire Gita is to correct oneself, not the others. The life purpose is not to correct the entire world. Like Swami Vivekananda says, correct yourself. The world will correct itself. Similarly, talking for myself, 100% my mind is a vibhachari. We are attached to many things. There is a famous story of a saint staying opposite to a vibhachari's house, or the other way, vibhachari staying opposite to a saint's house. Both died on the same day, and both were taken to the court of Bhagwan, Lord Yama. The Lord Yama, after checking their records, he sent the saint to the hell, and then the vibhachari to heaven. Famous story this is. When the saint questioned, what is this nonsense judgment you are giving? I thought you are an intelligent fellow, but you seem to be an idiot. What is this nonsense? I have been praying to Bhagwan Krishna every day, morning to evening, and you are sending me to hell. Whereas she was doing an act, despicable act, and you are sending her to heaven. That was the question. Lord Yama replied, Vibhachari, even when she was involved in her profession, she was always repenting and thinking that she was not able to perform puja for Bhagwan Krishna. Mentally, she was always thinking, what a life Bhagwan has given to me. Unlike the saint, I am unable to think about Bhagwan Krishna. I am unable to do any puja. That is what she was thinking. You, on the other hand, even while doing the puja, counting who was entering the house, who was leaving the house, which wretched fellow is getting into her house, all these things you are thinking, even while doing puja. So naturally, your mind is a vibhachari mind. You have to be sent to the hell. That is the answer of Yama. Bhagavan Krishna is like a baby. When you give a laddu to a baby, it says, I want the whole laddu without breaking it. If you break the laddu and try to eat a little bit, the baby will throw it and cry uncontrollably. Similarly, Bhagavan says, I want the whole heart. Nothing else should be there. There should be no space for anything else. Everything should be given to me. If something else is there, then it is a vibhachari bhakti. Swami Dayananda Saraswati quotes Adi Sankara, who says this devotion is backed by the understanding that there is no one superior to Vasudeva. Vasudeva Sarvamitham. He is the limitless, beyond whom there is none. Another meaning is that bhakti is backed by the knowledge that there is no refuge other than Vasudeva. Who else can save us, even from this our vibhachari mind? I would say, who else can save it? Only Vasudeva can save. This bhakta wants to have the knowledge of Bhagavan. Swami Dayananda Saraswati says, in these two things are indicated. One is Purushartha Nischaya, that is, what I really want in life. We have to ask this question to ourselves. What I really want in life. At least at the fag end of life, I think this question still remains in my mind. And the second is Viveka. This keeps the Ahankara under check. If Bhagavan is the refuge, the Bhakta understands his limitations and keeps his ahankara under check. This is what Swami Jayananda Saraswati says. Then, with regard to Vivikta Desha Sevitam, he says, he quotes Adi Sankara, who says, it is a place which is free from causes of fear. A quiet place. In a quiet place, the mind becomes cheerful and ready for contemplation. One of the sir, my house is a small house, only one bedroom house, sir. Where will I go for quiet place? Then you can find hundreds of reasons for not sitting in a quiet place. But you have the wish, actually. Then Swamiji says it is possible. Even in your house, you can get up early in the morning and sit in a corner without disturbing anybody, not making the noise with the vessels. Just keep quiet, and in the morning also you can find a quiet place anywhere. That is what. If you love something, you will definitely do a number of things to do that loving thing. That is what the Swamiji says. You cannot sit near a garbage and meditate, because even your shirt or dhoti may create a fear that something is moving on your body. So you cannot contemplate. Then Arati Jana Samsadi, that is, it means not longing or seeking company of people. Arati means not having interest. Jana Samsadi means in the company of people. Be with yourself. Simply put, be with yourself. Adi Shankara says, it does not mean going away from the people, not avoiding totally company of people, but avoiding the company of people who are a disturbance to your pursuit. Satsanga, the company of good people, is conducive for knowledge, whereas the company of bad people naturally will take you far away from the goal. In fact, Adi Shankara in his Bhagavad Gita insists on the importance of satsang. He says it will take the person to Jivan Mukti, up to the stage of Jivan Mukti. If you have satsang, nothing else is required. That itself will take you to Jivan Mukti. That is what Adi Shankara says in Pachagovindam. Swami Chinmayananda says, unflinching devotion is concentration of mind on a particular point, focusing the mind on a particular point. This contemplation, your focus, can be destroyed by two different points. Carefully, please note. One is in the individual's own mind, because many thoughts may come and disturb you, or in the object contemplated upon. If the He says, if the focus shifts from one idol to another, we have a number of gods, idols, then the practice of concentration will become unsteady. That is what he says. Undivided attention is insisted by Bhagwan Krishna. Bhagavan condemns the divided attention strongly. He says the mind should not prostitute with its point of contemplation. It is in solitude that introspection happens. Ananya Yogena, Swami Chinmayananda says, study contemplation is not possible unless you go to a secluded place and develop a distaste for the crowded society life. He says, if you verify this, it is true. Every thinker, every poet, every scientist, or a research scholar will always go to a secluded place, and then he will lock himself up, or he will go to a beach or a hilltop somewhere, wherever he wants. He will not like the company of people. Whenever the mind is fascinated by an enchanting ideal, it gets absorbed in it to the exclusion of all other things. This is the beauty of the mind. Once you love something, the mind catches something, then it will not look into any other thing. Once realized, Swami Chinmayananda says, once realized, then he can live anywhere, even in the midst of a crowd, even in the midst of a fish market. He will be attached to his own interest. It is like focusing the sun's rays through a convex lens on a paper. So, if the focus is not perfect, you cannot burn the paper. Bhagwan Krishna already insisted on Ananya Bhakti. In chapter 8, verse 22, Bhagwan already said, Purushassa parapartam bhaktya labhyastvananyaya yasyantastani bhutani yena sarvamidam tatam. Already Bhagwan said this. Hey Arjuna, Purushassa parapartam, highest Purusha is attained by unswerving devotion to him. To him alone. That is Purusha. Who is the highest Purusha? Bhagavan Krishna. So he said, unflinching devotion must be there. In chapter 8, verse 22. Again, in chapter 11, verse 54, Bhagavan said, Bhaktya tvananyaya shakyam agamevam vidurjunam jnatum drashtum cha tattvena praveshtum cha parantapam. Already Bhagavan said, again in chapter 11, verse 54, Hey Arjuna, a scorcher of enemies, by single minded devotion, I can be known, seen, and entered into. That is what Bhagavan Krishna said in chapter 11, verse 54. The enemies, why he is calling Arjuna a scorcher of enemies? Who are your enemies when sitting in the seat of meditation? All the other thoughts are your enemies. So you have to scorch those other thoughts. That is why he says, scorcher, every word has been used beautifully. Scorcher of enemies, he says, Hey Arjuna. So again, if you get into the forms of bhakti, there are different forms of bhakti, wonderfully explained by Swami Vivekananda. Shanta Bhakti, one. When a man worships Bhagavan without the fire of love in him, without its madness in his brain, then it is a commonplace love. This bhakta is calm, peaceful, and gentle. This is called Shanta Bhakti. All these are said by Swami Vivekananda. Second is Dasya Bhakti. This bhakta thinks he is a faithful servant of Bhagavan. Immediately I would think of uh, Anjaneya Swami, Hanumanji. That is Dasya Bhakti. Ever ready to serve Bhagavan Rama. That is called a Dasya Bhakti. Third is Sakya Bhakti, friendship. A man who opens his heart to his friend. Sometimes you cannot share certain thoughts with you, even with your wife, who is your friend at home. But you open your heart to your friend. You discuss all your problems with your friend openly. If he is a good friend, he will advise you correctly. If he is a bad friend, I need not have to tell you. Equal love flows from both the sides. If you are a true friend, equal love. I can think of Kuchela. Who else is there? So that is Sakya Bhakti. The fourth is Vatsalya Bhakti. Loving Bhagavan as son or father, or that is Vatsalya Bhakti. You can take Yashoda Mata. She loved Bhagavan Krishna like anything. So that is Vatsalya Bhakti. The fifth, the highest Bhakti is Madhura Bhakti. It is the strongest love. This love makes the Bhakta mad. In this Bhakti, that is Madhura Bhakti, Bhagavan is looked upon as husband. Swami Vivekananda says, we are all women. You don't think you are a man. You are also a woman. There are no men in this world. There is only one man, one Purusha. That is Bhagwan Krishna. Else is a man. Or you don't call yourself as a man. You are also a woman. All that the love a woman gives to her husband is given to Bhagwan Krishna in Madhura Bhakti, a chaste woman. She always thinks about the welfare of the husband. Always. She loves him so much. She is not bothered whether the husband loves or not. She loves him like anything. Same bhakti. Avya Bicharani Bhakti. A chaste woman always thinks about her husband. It is constant remembrance. It is, Swami Vivekananda says, oil flowing from one vessel to another vessel in an unbroken stream. When you pour oil from one vessel to another vessel, it flows continuously. Same method. Swami Vivekananda says, with perfect love, true knowledge is bound to come. Again, I repeat, with perfect love, true knowledge is bound to come. Many of the bhaktas are nayanas or alvas in their highest form of bhakti sang songs in Naika Bhav, that is Madhura Bhakti. They become Gopika girls. They cannot remain even for a second without the thought of Bhagwan Krishna. If they are removed from the thought of Bhagwan Krishna, they become like fish out of water. Highest bhakti flows from those songs. N number of songs are there. So let us not get into that, but wonderful bhakti songs. Uh, so, so what Bhagwan in this verse, in this sloka insists is, he says, Avya Vibhacharini Bhakti, like the bhakti of a chaste woman towards her husband. It should be completely on Bhagwan Krishna to the exclusion of all the other thoughts. That is what Bhagwan Krishna insists. The technique Bhagwan gives to reach that stage is, the first stage is, a person should go to a solitary place, secluded place, where there is no crowd. That is, he will avoid the company of those who are not having the same goal. That is what, because Adi Shankara says satsanga is important. So I cannot say all the crowd. But if you reach that stage, if you start loving Bhagwan Krishna, naturally even you will avoid all the other companies, because you are in love with somebody. If suppose if a friend is in love with your close friend, let us assume, he is in love with somebody, then even if you go to him, he will try to avoid you in so many ways, because he is not interested in looking at you. He will think you are a monkey who has come and spoiling his time with his beloved. So that is the way he will think. Same way, if a bhakta starts loving Bhagwan Krishna, any person coming, anything interfering with it, he will think it is a nonsense, and he will try to find all the ways to get out of that person or the thought. That is what Bhagwan Krishna says in this verse. Verse 10 again. Mai chananya yogena bhaktiravya bicharini vivikta desha sevitvam aradirjana samsadi. Next verse we will see tomorrow. Harihom Sarvam Krishnarpanamastu. Narayan 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 Narayan